This is the next. It's still not telling me. I'm going to start it with the. I'm going to start this with the option on the side of this disc that doesn't look like the right option. So it's 4 seconds and I keep deleting videos because I don't want people to see technical disasters. This is a technical disaster. Do you see me? Do you see me but can't hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so now I know what to do. I mic USB in, not internal microphone, with the selection on the opposite side that I would think it would be for you to hear me. Wonderful. And this all changed within a couple of days. It's just, I don't know, cookies, I don't know, whatever it might be. Obviously, I was really upset. I think I gave the angriest video yesterday, or the last video I made, I think it was the angriest video. So today, I'm going to try not to get so angry. It's going to be hard. I wanted to do a meditation on the pangolin. And what I mean by meditation is a in-depth thought pattern. I just lost my image. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe you didn't lose the image. Maybe it's me and the sucky Wi-Fi that I gotta change up. Meditation on the pangolin and other wild animals that are hunted and caged. Wild meaning that they're not like domesticated, or they're not animals that have gone through the strict sequence of events that has to happen to actually sell. My image just disappeared again. To actually, now it's here again. To actually sell. I don't like to talk about the animal industry and factory farming so much because it's so egregious to our own spirits and what we participate in with the choices we make, living the lives that we live and the lives that we've come to know, or if it's not your life, it's somebody else's life that you know they're living that way and participating in the consumption of animals in this way. Anyway, Google it, pangolin. I have a news article on my wall, a 60 Minutes article. So it's not me. It's, hey, Allie, it's 60 Minutes, an organization much more powerful and has much more money than me, a singular person who doesn't have a job right now. Which is okay because the rest of the world doesn't have a job right now, or most of the rest of the world, everybody is participating in this attention to this matter that's going on. And this is a matter that I believe is something, when indeed most scientists are talking about this jump from the animal to the human. The black market that exists of the trade that's going on with these animals, these helpless creatures that have not evolved in a way where we are their natural predator, but we are predators of everything. They're screaming for their lives, basically, these animals, and their screams are not and have not been loud enough for us to pay attention. We're not paying attention globally as humans to the plight of these animals. So, their Mother Nature, has done the job of making this call loud enough for us to hear. to not to disband, to attack the war on these creatures that is going on. And if I am not clear enough, look it up. I am going to talk the way I want to talk about it. So the virus is is speaking right now. It is a live entity that came from these animals. And there are certain things that we don't have to eat. And I understand bush meat and all that. But if someone's going to a market for this bush meat, there is actually a setup that is existing enough for there to be a market, which means that the person going to buy this stuff has enough wits about them and has some money to buy this stuff and can participate in the commerce on that level. And sometimes these areas, if there are different food options, this is an option that should not be an option. It's a choice, and perhaps the information hasn't reached the people that are participating in this strongly enough to be made aware that this type of consumption is not one that is beneficial in the long term. It's like eating a burger. You're going to feel good for right then and there or whatever, maybe not, but your choice at that moment of choosing that beef has a lot of strings attached to it. Okay. This brings me to my other point, that 1/3 of all the food that's created on this planet is thrown away and wasted. That it would seem like that's unconscionable. Okay, work with me with my. It's not a hey all you boppers. It's not that late. It's 12:30. I'm usually doing this at 2 a.m. So work with me with my word pronunciation. Which this 1/3 of all the food that's thrown out on this planet, then we wonder why there's rats and roaches. Well, the rats and roaches are trying to clean up the mess that we are leaving. In fact, they are working overtime on the mess that we are leaving. They're like saying to each other, there is so much stuff here. We have to create more of us to take care of all the stuff that the humans are creating. 1/3 is in the garbage. Not enough of this is saved. I know, a couple months ago, some places were like, no, we got to sell the day old stuff. I'm sure that you've seen the ads for misfit fruits and vegetables and all that. I mean, really. I rescue food, okay? And a lot of people, myself included, have benefited from the rescuing of this food. That means intercepting the employees that work at these places that throw out food every day and salvaging it. Okay, when I talk about doing my part and I live what I think and what I'm talking about, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to try to keep this short, so I'll go on to one other thing, but there's a couple of things that maybe I could just make them short. So those people working really hard right now, I read an article about 30 great minds talked about how the future will change. I'll put it in the link, this article. And one of the things was like a new sense of patriotism and helping the people or feeling grateful to the people that are the doctors and nurses and the people working overtime in the grocery stores right now that are doing a lot of those things that I had mentioned. Is like your brain is not at full capacity because we're taking care of all these smaller things. I mean, there's all the people that need to be taken care of, right? There's tons and tons and tons and gazillions amounts of people on the world that need to be taken care of on a daily basis. So the other day I was in contact with a friend, and she's like, oh, her husband was working part-time at Whole Foods. And I was like, oh, just thank him for his service. And I was like, I have never said that to a military person because I just feel that they get it overkill. And obviously, or not obviously, but my husband is a former military, so I've never. I mean, maybe in jest, I've thanked him for his service, and I am thankful. But that's the idea of that article that said it's a new type of patriotism. The people that are fighting for us, like in real time where we really see it. I think there's a disconnect with the military in the past of how it was. I mean, there's because we don't see the person right up front, but actually our National Guard is coming and we will see those people up front and they will be helping us. So, the thanking of them for their service. Okay. So, how you doing in cleanliness? You want to hear about that now? I'll try to keep this under 5 minutes because I can't share it to Instagram because the IGTV is only 15 minutes. I read some other BS of crap. And if somebody thinks that this article that I read and actually takes it to heart that people are actually cleaning themselves less because they're home, okay? What in the heck is that? I read an article about the plumbing being backed up these days because people are putting, stuff besides toilet paper down the tube. Napkins, t-shirts, paper towels. And I saw in this article there was a sign that said, do not flush anything but toilet paper. These wet ones. Has the bidet world not reached these people? This has got to be screamed out even louder. I did a whole thing about how to use no toilet paper. And I got like 3 views. But there are lots of people on YouTube talking about how not to use toilet paper. What did I read? 300 tons of non-toilet paper are taken from the sewer every day. This is... a month, which is 300 divided by 30 is 10 tons a day of other crap. Let me just flush it down the toilet. If it I don't see it anymore. They said it wasn't flushable. That terminology's got to go. Not flushable. No, if they see it going down the toilet, I guess I could flush it. It was flushable. Excuse me, but that's not what it means. It means that the sewer system can... And you know what? As much as I would not recommend the movie Parasite, which comes from Southeast Asia, which comes from South Korea, I didn't really like the movie. But spoiler alert, okay? There's scenes in the movie that seemed absolutely ridiculous, but it's almost foretelling what's coming here. We got the Southeast Asia, and there's scenes where they're spraying the streets with, you know what it is? We don't know what it is, but they know what it was. That's why it was illustrated in that movie. Spraying the streets with the antiviral. Do we want to live like that? Should we allow those countries by our consumerism to them and overworking that system? You remember the sweatshops, the Bangladesh falling down? It's pretty much, used and abused down there. So the toilet was exploding in Parasite, spoiler alert. That's what's happening in this country now because people don't know how to... Here's another thing. Ready? I watched another video that had 300,000 views, but yet not enough people are watching it. It's not getting to the boneheads that don't know how to clean themselves. They're cleaning themselves with toilets. Like as one woman said, you're just moving it around on your butt. If you're not, you feel this. Somebody said this is even better. You get it? Ketchup mustard container filled with water. The projection of the water, like a bidet, will be able to wipe out everything that you're concerned about. It's wiped out. Some very crude associate of mine said, well, what about this and that? You could read it I left it there for the world to see on the comments. What about this and that? I was like, You just have to spray harder. Well, here you go. Propulsion defined more clearly, okay? It's the propulsion, a big thing into a small thing, right? Get it? Hey, Dave. Also, all these people are going to have to dye their hair. Guess what comes with a hair dye, okay? You have to do it yourself now. Biatches and bifoches. Bifoche is a new word for a male bitch, okay? I just made it up. Bifoches. Biatches and bifoches. Get acquainted. 300 tons of non-toilet paper in the toilet? What the hell are people doing? I don't understand. Now I got my little microphone here. This was gifted to me by, now I'm over 15 minutes, whatever. I'm over 15 minutes, IGTV. You're going to have to go to YouTube then. You want to watch this again. All right, I went through other things. Apple gave this to me because they royally flushed me with the voice memos at one time. So I called and complained and they gave me this. And I was like, I never think I'm going to use this. So now I'm using it. All right, peoples. Here's a new invention. This comes with hair dye, ketchup, mustard. I had one hanging around the house, and all you toilet paper freaks that hoarded everything, that now people are running out of toilet paper apparently, and they're using like all kinds of things instead of toilet paper. You want to help out the world? You want to do something? Donate your toilet paper. How about donate it? Here's one last thought on the toilet. So much water is used to flush away your exodus, okay? I'll call it an exodus. That water should be, not should be. If you think about the water that flushes away your exodus, use water on yourself, please. I'll talk to you later. I'll see what else I have to talk about. I think I hit a couple things. Think about those people that are participating in the $2.7 billion live animal market. Animals in cages, no, what do they call it? Protocols. They're just, people buy it from this country. People are buying that stuff. $2.7 billion is global. Okay, let's have an end to this. This is where the virus originated. And if somebody says it didn't, guess what? It has to end anyway. That was my husband saying, my gosh. Well, he hears this from me all the time, so, you know. But I'll talk to you later. Good night. See you tomorrow. Stay well. Don't go out. Just had a friend say that she had 103 fever and she thinks it's food poisoning. She'd go out all the time. Let me take pictures of the streets of New York. You know, we got enough pictures of the empty streets of New York. We got enough. We don't need to keep seeing it. I'll talk to you later.